Welcome students. In last period we have started flowcharting, that is flowchart symbols, and we have seen three flow symbols too, that is input output process start end. Now next symbol is, fourth symbol is diamond. This is called as a decision box. This is called as a decision box. Decision box. This symbol is used. This symbol is used. This symbol is used to take the decision. The word if with relational expression can be written in this symbol. Can be written in this symbol. Now we are going to see this example also, that is how to use this symbol. What is it by decision? This symbol is used to take the decision. In other words, we can say this symbol is used in decision making. In decision making. In decision making. Decision making. Now, see what is meant by decision making. We are studying the chapter program analysis, and we have seen what is meant by program. We have seen what is meant by program. Program, that is set of instruction which can be given to computer in order to solve the problem. Okay. But before we write a program for computer using any programming language, we are studying the chapter program analysis. And first we have seen the definition. What is program? Program is a set of instruction which can be given to computer in order to solve the problem. But before we write a program for computer, we must know what the problem is, because as our definition tells that it is set of instruction which can be given to computer in order to solve the problem. So very first there must be the problem. So if problem is there, we will think how to solve it manually first of all. And while studying that problem, how to solve it manually, we come to the conclusion of input, process and output only when we study that problem. In last period we have seen the example of area of circle. Say there are students and I ask find out the area of circle. So my question to student is that find out area of circle. So obviously student will ask me a question that what is radius? So I will give the radius. It means it is the student who knows that to find out the area of circle, radius is required, and that's why student is asking me for radius. So I will give the radius, say 15. So whatever I have given to the student, 15, that was input. But it is the student who has asked it. But as far as computer is concerned, computer will not ask. Because computer is a machine, computer will not ask how the student asked that give me the radius. So it is us. We have to instruct to computer that have a value. Demand us say radius. Because a student who is naturally intelligent, that's why he knows to find out the area of circle, radius is essential. And that's why student asked, sir, what is radius? It means that it is the student who knows the radius is required and radius is essential input for area of circle. So student asked, but it is a computer who will not ask what is radius. So we have to instruct the computer that please demand us a number. So it is us who is instructing computer to demand a value, and value will be given. Similarly, student who asks the radius, and once the radius is given 15, student put into the formula and calculated. But it is computer who don't know processing. So it is us. The second instruction we are going, area is equal to 3.14 into R into R. Now it is the student. After calculation will tell me, sir, this is the area of circle. But it is the computer who will not tell me what is the area. I have to instruct the computer to print the area. Means computer is not going to do anything. Computer is not going to demand the radius by its own. Computer is not knowing the formula. Computer is not printing the whatever the outcome, that is area of circle. Everything we have to instruct to computer. So this is called as studying the problem, understanding the problem. So when we study the problem, understand the problem, we can come to the conclusion of input, process and output. That's why the step number 1, before you write a program, very first step number 1, that we have to study the problem. Because unless until we study the problem, we can't know what is the input, what is the process, what is the output for computer. It is not us who know everything. It is the machine, computer is the machine. So we have to study the problem. Next, we will write down the design steps. What is in by design steps? Design steps are the steps which are written in our language. Design steps are the steps which are written in our language. Read R, A is equal to 3 pi R square, print A, stop. Now look, these are the instructions, these are the steps in our language, simplest form, that is called as the design step. Then why to write the design step, that is step number 2 in program analysis chapter. First step, study the problem, understand the problem, that is called as a problem analysis. Second step, design step, that is writing the steps in our language. And then third step is there, that is coding. That is the conversion of design steps into a programming language which you know. It means that there are 5 steps we have seen. First, study the problem. Second, design step. Third, coding. Fourth, testing. Fifth, documentation. But first 2 steps, that is study the problem and design steps, these are the steps which do not require computer system. When you study the problem, you understand the problem, when you come to the conclusion of input, process, output, and when you write down the design steps in our language, then third step is there, that is coding, in which we require a computer, we require a programming language. So let us assume that we don't know any program, we are not aware of any programming language, then also no problem. If you have finished 2 steps, that is study the problem, understand the problem, decompose the problem, and we have, if we have finished all the design steps in our language, then we can call hire any programmer and we can give that design step to the programmer. So if design steps are given to the programmer can convert the design steps in programming language, whatever he knows. Say a C++ programmer is there and we have studied the problem, we are having design steps in our language, we will hand over the design steps to the programmer. Now it is the programmer who will see the design step and convert it to the programming language which he knows. But design steps are in our language, that is in English language, that is the text. Instead of text, if the design steps would have been in the symbols, that will be more easier to program. That's why we are studying the flowchart symbols. So 3 symbols we are seeing. Now this is the 4th symbol, that is decision box. What is it by decision box? Sometime situation may arise. Now let us change the problem. Print whether number is odd or even. Print whether number is odd or even. Tell whether number is odd or even. My question to student and my question to computer. My question to student, tell whether number is odd or even. My question to student, tell whether number is odd or even. So student will ask, what is the number? Which one is the number? So I will give the number, say 13. So student will say it is the odd. Why? It is your natural talent. But when same problem I am interested to solve by using computer, at that time my question to computer, print whether given number is odd or even. Listen carefully what I am saying. My question to computer, print whether given number. So it is us who are giving the number, that is input. Read and print whether given number. It means it is necessary to give us a number. But giving the number from keyboard, computer will not accept. We have to instruct the computer read and then it will accept. Now, second step. Looking toward 13, student given the answer, replied. But whatever the number we will input in n at runtime, as I have discussed in last period, there are 2 times of the program, runtime and design time. Design time is a time in which we write a program set, we create the set of instruction, and runtime is a time in which computer follow the instruction. So this is the right now design time. We are writing the instructions. Read n, we have written one instruction for computer. So when runtime will begin, computer will execute this instruction and computer will demand a number from keyboard. So at that time, say I have inputted 13. So n is equal to 13. But computer will not do any further action. We have to instruct. Number 2. S is equal to n by 2. What is n by 2? 13 by 2. So 13 by 2, quotient is 6, product is 12, remainder is 1. Remainder is 1. So if remainder is 1, number is odd. If remainder is 0, then number is even. But it is computer who will just follow the instruction. Read n, okay, it will take the number. n divided by 2 into s, so s is remainder. But actually it is given by modulo. Why? Because division is such activity that yields 2 things, quotient, remainder. So what you want? You want remainder, then modulo symbol should be given, and if you give the slash, then quotient will be given in s. In s we are interested in checking the remainder. We are interested in checking the remainder. So it is a computer who don't know whether number is odd or even. So simply we are instructing computer read n. So computer will read n. Now divide the n by 2. Computer will divide the n by 2. Check what the remainder is. Computer will check. How it will check? If it is a question to computer. Yes is equal to 0 question mark. Look what we are instructing to computer. We are instructing to computer. Have one number, computer will get the number. Divide the number by 2 and store the remainder in yes, computer will do that. It will store the remainder in yes. Now check whether remainder is 0. So computer will reply yes or no, because it may be possible. The remainder may be 1, remainder may be 0. Only there are 2 options. You see, once again, what the computer is doing, whatever we are instructing. Our first instruction, read n, computer will accept the n from keyboard. Now divide that n by 2, computer will divide. Store the remainder in yes, computer will store the remainder in yes. Now we are asking question to the computer. If yes is equal to 0, so computer will say either 0 or 1, that depends upon the input we have given. So if yes is equal to 0, we are instructing to computer print even. But if computer say no, then print odd. Now look, print, after that there is a quotation. Why I have put the quotation? There are 2 types of print. Print in quotation even, print in quotation odd. So stop. So print in quotation it will message, and print variable it will print the value. Say print n, so it will print the value of n, and print odd even in quotation it will print message. Now look here, these are the instructions. Now we will write a flowchart for it. Instead of text, symbols. Read n. Okay. This symbol. Read n. Yes is equal to n modulo 2. It is the process. Yes is equal to n modulo 2. If yes is equal to 0, question mark. And this is the decision making blocks. Decision making. If yes is equal to 0, question mark. So computer will reply the answer yes or no. So if yes, what we are forcing to computer? To print message. Print even. When if computer say yes is equal to 0. If computer say no, then what you are forcing, what you are instructing to computer? Print odd. So either one will be there. So here there will be the start. So flow line should be given. After that, how the flow is there, that we have to indicate. So either this will happen or this will happen, but both will come to the end, and here there will be the stop. So this is the decision box symbol. These are the flow lines. So depth symbol, flow lines. This symbol, either one symbol. These symbol you can see. These symbols are used to indicate the flow of execution as we are indicating the flow of execution. You see. So today we have seen 2 symbols more. So now 5 symbols are there. So one, 2 symbol are there still we have to study. But I think today how the decision works. Verb. Thank you.